Okay, I'm reloaded. Big Dappuccino here. This is odds and ends number 22. We're going to take a closer look at the cars from Show and Tell 97, which was not a, a big episode as far as content, but it had some good cars in it, I think. And I tied up a lot of loose ends, and I finished the collection. And I probably, yeah, pretty much it put me ahead as far as other collection. I think I only have one more car to get out of that collection. So let's get into it. This is odds and ends number 22. First, let's start with the Matchbox Toyota 4Runner. And this is from that metal parts collection. I don't know if a lot of people are putting this on their page. But yeah, it's from the metal parts collection of Matchbox. The rest of the cars are right here. The 33 Ford Coupe, the Porsche Riley, the Dodge Viper, the Taxi Ford Crown Victoria Taxi, and the Chevy step-side pickup, right there. So this ends the collection, and it's a they consider this to be a premium series, but I'm gonna be honest, it's basically a main line that they basically put some nice decos on. Even though this casting, I think is brand new. It hasn't been used in mainline that I know of. I could do some research. I probably should. I'll probably do some after this video to see if I'm correct that this is a brand new casting. Or at least for this series, it was a new casting. The wheels look nice. I guess the 85 is on the side because it's possibly an 85 Toyota 4Runner. Even though I was thinking it was like early 90s. Early 90s to mid 90s, maybe. But it might be an 85. It's possible. This, like I said in the Show and Tell 97 video, this was a popular car when I was like in my teens and early 20s. You had a Toyota 4Runner or a Nissan Pathfinder, you was doing big things. So it's pretty cool for what it is. I just don't understand why they do this right here when you just need to it's not even an inch. Just bring that over and you have tail lights. And Hot Wheels does the same thing. And I don't know, I think it has a lot to do with Mattel telling them, no, don't do that. Or, yeah, say, like, that's why I started collecting Green Light and Johnny Light. Well, Green Light mainly. That's what pushed me towards Green Light. Because I'll spend a couple more dollars. Even with car culture in the beginning, if you go back and look at the older models, some of the car culture cars did not have tail light and headlight details. They had rubber wheels, but they didn't have and all types of wild deco and colors and stuff. And I could care less about that. I want detail as far as headlights and taillights. Next, we got the Matchbox Superfast, which is from this series, this new series for 2020, which a lot of you probably have by now. I'm always behind in my area. I'm in the southeast part of the United States, and I said that before. But I think with premiums, I've been pretty much current though, as of late. I think over the past year, even with the COVID thing happening, it's just a lot of stuff hasn't came to me, or I've seen only one piece, or I probably got there late. I think, especially my target location, there's somebody working there who's just taking the cars before they get out on the floor, or either putting them to the side when they're on the floor. So, and I saw 3 of these models here. Don't think I saw the Porsche, but yeah, I saw the other 3. The Ford, like I said in the last video, Ford Raptor was the best looking one. It had headlight and had tail light details. Other 2 didn't. So I'll probably get the Porsche from this. It comes with this box, which I heard was standard if you get the power grabs. The power grabs of which is basically main lines that come in these boxes like this all the time. And they're mainline, and they just come in the box with the detail, which is so much better. I would rather have power grabs, to be honest. It's a cool way to store these cars. And the doors open on this. It is a Pontiac 64 Pontiac Le Mans. It looks like a GTO. Doors is kind of stiff. Excuse me. Yeah, doors is kind of stiff, but they open. It has headlight details, indicators in the grill, nice wheels, nice taillight details. If I didn't know what I was looking at, well, the interior gives it away, because Matchbox has that chunky interior. If you were dealing with Johnny Lightning, even though their interior does look chunky, the older interior, because I have an older Johnny Lightning here somewhere. Here it is. And this is a Johnny Lightning from, I think, the late 90s or early 2000s. And it's a little more detailed, but they do that chunky interior back in the day. But this is a current Johnny Lightning. I think this is a current Johnny Lightning. Yeah. And look at the interior now. If we can. Can't get really. We can't really get in like we want to, but you can see the steering wheel. Look at the steering wheel, it's more detailed. This is the closest GTO I could find of that model. Oh man, that's dusty. I'm sorry, folks. It was on my TV stand. I had a cloth or something. Let's just wipe it off. Still got a little dust on it, but oh well. And this is a GTO. I think this is like a 67 or 65 GTO. 67. And it has the same body style as this Matchbox Pontiac Le Mans. I think the tail lights is different. That's on purpose because the GTO is a different model. But as you can see, they around the same time. I think the GTO probably was more sport oriented, and the Le Mans was more luxury oriented. But the Le Mans, I think the GTO came from a version of the Le Mans that was called the Tempest, which I guess was just a trim. That's how they used to do it back in the day, man. It was like the same as Ford did it too. Ford did it. Chrysler did it too with Plymouth and Dodge. Chevrolet did it to a extent, but their models were a little more distinctive, except for when you came to the Biscayne, the Impala, and the Bel Air during the early to the late 60s, early 70s. But yeah, it's basically the same car, different tail lights, same. I think this is more sport oriented, but I mean they did a pretty good job for what it is. I recommend getting it, but you know, hood opens on this, and the doors open on that. You rarely find doors that open on green light and Johnny Lightning too. I think the only people who do, I think domestically that you can find, I know for the U.S. is the doors open and the hood open is into at this point. But let's move on. Next we got this S15, which is Nissan S14. I'm sorry, S15, but that's the later model, and it's from this series, which I only have one other car, which is right there, the Volkswagen Jetta. They don't even say what that is. I think it's supposed to be like a 90. It's a 93 or 94, later, not mid to late 90s Jetta, and that was the car originally. They got it, that casting, because it was in the Fast and the Furious, the white one, which I cannot find to save my life, and not at a reasonable price. I'm not paying $25 to $30 for one car. Forget about that. I don't care how infamous it is. And this one was half the price, more than half the price, and it's the same casting, and it's cleaner, to be honest. Even though I do want that car from the Fast and Furious because it's an iconic car, and I do like that movie. It's a lot of people who not even fans of the movie like I am. I could reach in my TV display case and in a drawer and pull out 3 Fast and the Furious movies within less than 10 minutes. But some people, you know how it is, they're greedy. A lot of people are reselling it. That's what it's all about now with premium diecast. It's a culture. It's like everything else. That's part of the I guess the collecting game, period. Especially with the internet involved. It happens, and everything is happening across, especially when it comes to adults who collect, what we call, well, you might as well say toys, you know, might as well say it. I mean, it has come such a business, especially for the statues in which they have stuff. that costs a couple hundred to a couple thousand statues. Of course, it gets into pretty much like artwork, but oh well. Everybody's going crazy over this Honda Civic, which I already have the yellow and black one from the Fast and the Furious. That's where this casting came from. That's where a lot of these castings came from. I don't think the Subaru 22B had anything to do with it. Anything that had to do with Rio Asada, who is like over, I think, Hot Wheels main line. And that's when he introduced that casting. But and this is a new casting too. This 72 Mercedes Benz 280 SEL 4.5. I ain't seen this. I had to get the Jetta online because I didn't see these in my store. So I'm wondering, did I miss my chance Monday? Unfortunately, I was not feeling that well the past couple of days. It has nothing to do with what's going on now with COVID. I don't know. I have some issues with my legs as far as my ankles and my knees because I was in sports for a long time when I was younger, playing football, running track, basketball, wrestling, and all types of stuff. Sometimes I had issues with my knees and my ankles and stuff. And plus, I worked, was in the military. I worked construction, and I worked in a warehouse, shipping and receiving, and did some construction and a couple other things. So even my current job, when I first started out, man, it was a lot of wear and tear on my knees. But man, that's the way it is. You get older, man. You gotta take care of yourself. So sometimes the body wants to rest, and sometimes I don't rest it like I should. So I pay the price. So I have this is another S14, but I think this S14 is not the same as this S14. Yeah, no, it looks the same. It's supposed to be a little different though, because this one is supposed to have the S15 headlights, because it's supposed to be LEDs, and I think they went ahead and put the S15 headlights on this one too. But the S14's headlights are supposed to be different. They're supposed to be a little more, how can I say, like a little more, like less angled. I can kind of see the difference. These are more angled, like more cat-eyed. But they're supposed to be the same car. They are the same car. I thought it would be different because it is two versions of the S14. The early S14 was a little more boxy than the later S14. The one that came out, I think S14 came out, I want to say from 92. No, yeah, from 92 or 93 all the way to like 90, maybe 5 or 4, and then 94 until I think 1998. That was the later. As they got some Japanese names for it that I can't remember. I think it is it. I know one of them is like Koki. Who is either Kuki or Koki or I ain't gonna get into it because I can't remember. I'm not probably pronouncing it right. And the other one is I forgot Zinky or something like that. But you can look it up on Wikipedia, man. But it's two different versions of the S14 as it evolved. But that's geek stuff. Y'all just worried about does the car look good and all that stuff. Dang, I didn't even say that GTO had real riders. I think it does. Yeah, that GTO, the Superfast, it does have rubber tires. So I'm sorry about going back like that, but yeah, they are rubber tires. So that's super fast. That's their car culture. That's Matchbox's car culture, to be honest. Next, let's do the the Audi Sport Quattro, and this is from the Hot Wheels Car Culture Series Thrill Climbers, and this Audi is truly, this is what this Audi is known for. And they're not even saying what year it is. This Audi, I think it's been around, it was introduced in like 1980. And I think it stuck around all the way to, I want to say 80, was it 86? I think so. Around 86 or 80, later 80s, because this got replaced. Well, I don't know if the Audi 5000 was the replacement, but you stopped seeing these around and started seeing Audi 5000s on the streets. I know where I was. This is the mainline version, and it'll also have rally deco. It's got the flat wheels. I wish I would have got the other one, but this is the one I found in my main lines. And as you can see, even the stance is different. This look like it stands up more. These wheels are small as on the what? Like it's a stock version. It's the same casting. This one looks totally different. This is a little longer too. I don't know. They look the same length, but I don't know, man. Did they recast this with a premium? It looks similar, but not the same. That's why it's cool to have the main lines and compare them sometimes to the premium casting, so you can notice the little differences. Because sometimes they use, well, depending on, they use the same casting and just put different wheels on it. Sometimes they use a whole different casting. Because of course the base is supposed to be, I don't know if all these bases are metal. This feels like it's metal and they painting it. But usually main lines is plastic, of course. And usually the body is plastic too. It used to then be like that. Usually the base would be plastic and the body would be die cast. Sometimes the base would be die cast and the body would be plastic on some models. I don't know why. That's Hot Wheels Mattel logic more so. But moving on, we got the Lancia 037, which is I think a new casting of this, and the 4RS200 are new castings for the Thrill Climbers series. I think this Volkswagen IDR, is it a new casting? I'm not sure. But yeah, yeah. This is a car that's known in rally racing. Basically, that's all I know it for. Lancia. I've seen some Lancias in real life because when I was growing up, I think when my grandparents lived, there was this European import business type, and they had their lot, which was behind this heavy gate, where I guess they had the car shipped to them from the marine terminal, and then they shipped them out to the dealerships. And I seen a couple of Lancias, but yeah, nobody now I knew owned them. The wheels is cool. These new wheels, I like them. I like them. It fits. So it's a cool rally racer. Got Pirelli on the back. With that said, man, this has been Show and Tell number 22. I'm sorry, Odds and Ends number 22. Like I always say, not the best diecast channel, but not the worst either. I want to thank the subscribers. For the random viewers, I encourage you to subscribe, hit the notification button. Sometimes I have two pieces in my content as far as show and tell or either odds and ends, where I show the cards outside of the package and odds and ends. Sometimes I have 30. It depends on how the weeks goes or how I'm doing on the pegs, how my money is running. I'm not sponsored by any of these hobby shops. I'm not sponsored by definitely any of these diecast companies. So everything I do comes out of my pocket. I'm a small blue collar collector. And basically the motto here is show a little love to the diecast. Peace and blessings. This is Big Dappuccino signing out. This is Odds and Ends number 22.